Well, it's officially, technically, out of the shop and back together. So hopefully, we are ready to put it to work now. I just finished checking all the fluids, ran it for a little bit, let it warm up, just sitting here idling. I haven't driven it, I just rolled it back to get that stuff done. And make sure everything was set. One of the reasons I rolled it back like that was because last night as I was wrapping things up, I noticed that right here on the block where that plug is, we had a coolant that was starting to leak. It had this little petcock drain in there, and it looked like it was crooked a little bit. So I thought, well, that's weird, but let's get it threaded out of there and clean it up, fix it, whatever we need to do. And turns out the sucker was just completely corroded to nothing. And I don't know why, but that to me looks like aluminum. It's either aluminum or pot metal, but I don't know why the hell they'd put an aluminum plug in a cast iron block, because electrolysis and such, you know. Anyway, so we got that cleared out, dejunked everything that was in the hole there and kind of picked at it with the pick, and it was all just soft, powdery, old corroded stuff. So we got it picked out, cleaned up, and then I ran a thread tap into the block to clean up the threads and make sure everything was clear. Went in this morning, got just a square plug. The idea is that a petcock like this allows you to drain it and get the fluid out easier, more controlled. And I just thought the only other time I've had the fluid out on this was when I did some radiator repair, and typically you go like 2,000 hours on a coolant change. So I got a long time before I'll need to change this coolant, and I'm not worried about finding a petcock so it all fits in there. I can just drain it out and catch it, and it'll be fine when that time comes. That way down the road. Anyway, so I had it out here because while that was off, I wanted to flush it out, make sure any residual junk, any corrosion, any sludge buildup, anything like that down in the bottom of those coolant jackets was flushed out good. So I had it here with the hose stuffed in the radiator and flushing that out good, and and then I put a little bit of coolant flush in there to kind of go through and work on any descaling and anything like that might be in there, just to kind of get it good clean. Blew all that out, rinsed it out, and blew that all out, and then I put fresh coolant back in. So I've had it here idling for that, and I didn't start it to get it out here. I just rolled it back and then got it out here to do that. So I've had it running. Fluids, I've just rechecked. Everything's up to temperature and everything's rechecked and all the fluids are good. So we're gonna hop on this sucker, start it up, and we will come out here on the road and do a little bit of breaking in the brakes. Oh, that feels nice. All those little shifty points feel really good. So much nicer. It all feels smooth. Drop right into the D10, drop right into the gear. Forward and reverse shuttle, that's nice. Yeah, that's dropping right in. Okay. Got the brakes unlocked so that I can activate each one. And it's not that I intend on activating them separately so much as it is about being able to feel the pressure on each one. Make sure they kind of feel balanced when I press. Come over here, we got a little slope. Oh, hey. That was nice. First time in a long while where I can push the brakes and it doesn't try to steer one way or the other. It just stops. How nice is that? I feel pretty balanced. I don't feel like they're grabbing on either side heavier than the other. All right. I'm not gonna do any cutting brake action right now. I want those pads to wear in really good first. Now, let's see how they get on this kind of loose gravel right up here, and this is kind of the one steep spot on the road, so I'm gonna see if I can just skid them a little bit. Oh yeah, they seem to, seems like they lock up at the same point at the same time. And I'm only doing that to make sure that my pedals are balanced, so that if I need to adjust one side or the other a little bit more, they feel good. Oh man, that feels nice. So nice. I found myself like doing a double pull back here to like, oh, was it pulled in or not? Because I've kind of been having to do that for the last little while. But it just feels right nice, drops right in. Oh yeah. I'm actually in two-wheel drive for the first time in a while too. I'm back into four-wheel drive now. We'll skid them one more time. But it should all lock up in the same because it locks the drivetrain. Oh yeah. That's so much harder to skid this now. Because where the brakes are at, because they're on the drivetrain, on the outputs of the main drivetrain portion, that effectively puts braking in the front tires too. And because all four wheels are braking hard at the time in four-wheel drive like that, it makes a hell of a lot of difference. Cool. Shift that back to 2 now. That's a substantial difference there. Awesome. I guess now we're gonna get that thing put on. Check it over real quick. And maybe go out there and cut some hay.